What did you want the girls to feel?
Confident. Like, I wanted them to feel, like, aggressive and confident. I think that's, like, pretty much my music across the board, though.
Yeah.
I think I stand for, like, you don't need nobody. Go out and get it yourself.
Thank you.
You know?
It's important.
Independent.
It's important.
Yeah.
Latto's entire brand, her whole thing was about getting the bag and getting out clean. No kids, no attachments, no being tied down to a man who wasn't fully hers. She said it publicly, repeatedly, that she wanted to be married before she had children. That was the line she drew for herself.
We're in love or whatever.
Oh, she's in love. So do you want to get married? Like, do you see yourself getting married?
I do.
Me
I
too.
do. I'm big into marriage and, like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to do stuff like the traditional. It might be because we come from a 2-parent household. And I'm, like, learning from my parents, learning from my own experiences, whatever. Like, I want to do stuff the traditional way, get married, have a baby.
Yeah.
And then on March 20th, right around midnight, she dropped a music video for a single called Business and Personal off her new album, Big Mama. And in that video, she's showing a full baby bump with a man's hand cradling her belly. And the internet did what the internet does. They zoomed in on the tattoos on that hand and matched them to 21 Savage, a married man. A man with a wife named Kiana and 3 children at home. And Latto didn't just quietly reveal a pregnancy, she built her entire album rollout around it. Cleared her Instagram, dropped the Big Mama album cover with the bump on full display, and turned the announcement into a marketing campaign. And honestly, the pregnancy itself isn't even the most chaotic part of this story. It's what's happening behind it with the wife, with the fake arrangement rumors, with Latto now calling 21 her husband, and with Kiana apparently being blindsided by all of it. So let me get into everything because this situation is messier than anyone expected. Okay, so Latto and 21 Savage have been circling each other since 2020, and it started the way a lot of these things start through music. They collaborated on Pull Up and later on Wheelie, and after that, fans started noticing patterns. They'd post from the same locations at the same time. Their interactions online had a flirtatious energy that went beyond professional. People were connecting the dots early, but both of them denied anything was going on, especially 21, because he's married. Latto, on the other hand, was a little less subtle about it. She got a tattoo behind her ear that reads Shay Ya, which is 21 Savage's real name. That's not something you do for a colleague. She was also spotted in vacation photos, where people were almost certain 21 was the one behind the camera, or just cropped out of frame. All the signs were screaming that this was more than a working relationship, but as long as both of them kept denying it, there wasn't much anyone could definitively say. But then 2025 rolled around and the denial phase just evaporated. Latto confirmed to TMZ that 21 wasn't just her boyfriend, she called him her man. And 21 didn't push back on it at all. He just let it ride.
Do you yourself see yourself getting married? Is that something that you want?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you want to have like the husband-wife, white picket fence kind of lifestyle, or what do you envision for the future of you?
I want to have my husband, lots of kids. I won't be rapping by then, so I can be like full-time mom and like have a garden in the back and like chickens and cows and horses and like 10 dogs. That's really in Jamaica.
And at that point, the public reaction was honestly pretty muted. People had already assumed they were together. And in this current era of female rappers openly dating men for lifestyle and funding, nobody was particularly shocked. There was also this narrative floating around that 21's marriage to Kiana was just a green card arrangement anyway, since he's originally from the UK, and that Kiana was allegedly fine with the situation. So the general attitude was basically, it is what it is. Latto's getting her bag. She's not going to do anything stupid like get pregnant. And eventually this will either fizzle out or become official. That was the assumption. And Latto herself reinforced that assumption every time she talked about not wanting to be a baby mama and wanting marriage before children. She built public trust around that boundary.
I feel like when a Capricorn in love, like when we single, we single. But when we in love, like I wake up, my man. I take a shit, my man. I make breakfast, my man. I'm driving, my man. I'm bathing, my man.
Was there ever a day you feel like in recent time where you like didn't think that?
No.
It's never happened.
No.
Just my man at all times.
Eat, my man. Shit, my man. Bathe, my man. sleep, my man.
And then she showed up at a performance in Japan with a visible bump and blew the whole thing up. At first, people tried to convince themselves she was just bloated. But then another video surfaced of her with Saucy Santana, where Saucy was rubbing her belly and both of them were laughing, and it was obvious this wasn't bloating. She was pregnant.
Oh, what's in your stomach?
You know what's in there.
Mulatto, stop playing with me.
And the album rollout confirmed it beyond any doubt.
I already cried. I ain't doing no more crying. I ain't doing no more crying. I'm a gangster. I'm a mother first, and I'm a gangster right now. And y'all not in the studio pregnant on your release day. You not. Go watch the video. The video out now. It don't feel real. Can't say. I'm that bitch at the end of the day. Maybach at the end of the day. Cardi got a kid on the way. Then I got a family to feed.
And I have to say, the audacity of turning a pregnancy by a married man into an album campaign is genuinely something I did not have on my bingo card. She cleared her entire Instagram, wiped every old post specifically to relaunch her image around this pregnancy. The album is called Big Mama. The cover art features the bump. The lead single's music video literally shows 21 Savage's tattooed hand on her stomach. This isn't a woman who accidentally got pregnant and is dealing with the fallout. This is a woman who made a strategic decision to center her next commercial era around having a married man's baby. And that's a choice that contradicts literally everything she told her audience she stood for. And here's the part that makes the whole situation even more uncomfortable. Latto has apparently started referring to 21 Savage as her husband. Not her boyfriend, not her man, her husband.
She's just a 90s Chanel mob wife. Running through these New York streets, about to go have this dinner with my husband.
Oh, wait. So are you tired of people asking about you know who?
No.
21. So you're not tired of hearing about 21?
And 21 hasn't denied it or corrected it publicly, which is interesting because last time anyone checked, he already has a wife. You don't get to just reassign that title because the vibes are right. And the reason Latto is doing this is painfully obvious. She knows that without the wife title, she's baby mama number 3. That's it. That's her position in this situation, no matter how many album covers she puts her bump on. And calling him her husband is an attempt to rewrite the hierarchy before the public narrative gets ahead of her. But the problem is everybody already knows the hierarchy, and no amount of rebranding changes the legal and emotional reality of what this actually is. Now let's talk about Kiana, because she is the person in this entire story who has been the most quiet and the most disrespected simultaneously. She and 21 Savage have 3 children together. She's been his wife through all of this, through the denials, through the public flaunting, through Latto confirming the relationship to TMZ, through all of it. And the narrative the internet kept pushing was that she was fine with it, that it was just a green card marriage, that she probably had some kind of arrangement with 21 that made the Latto situation acceptable. But according to sources, that's not the case at all. Kiana is apparently not okay with any of this. The idea that Latto would not only publicly date her husband, but actually get pregnant by him and turn it into an album campaign reportedly blindsided her. People noticed that Kiana liked Latto's pregnancy announcement post and initially read it as acceptance, like she was giving her blessing. But insiders are saying it was the exact opposite.
Latto had recently shared a photo from a magazine photo shoot where she is clearly expecting. 21 then shared this exact photo to his own story with a very special caption. Underneath the post about it, Kiana left a comment. And her comment wrote, "So done with this."
That was Kiana's way of letting Latto know she sees exactly what's happening. It was mockery, not approval. Because from Kiana's perspective, even with all the videos, the TMZ interviews, the tattoos, and now the pregnancy, Latto is still with a man who hasn't divorced his wife. She's still not the one with the legal claim. And if Latto is hoping this baby will push 21 to file for divorce and make things official, sources say she's going to be waiting for a very long time. And the internet has had absolutely no mercy on Latto over this. The comments have been relentless, people pointing out that she spent years preaching about not being a baby mama and then became exactly that for a man who already has a whole family.
Y'all are full of shit, okay? Y'all will get on here and bash baby mamas all day, every day, just to be a nigga 3rd baby mama. A nigga 4th baby mama. You ain't got no kids, and I never let a nigga baby mama me. I'm gonna marry before you care. Y'all always talking all that shit, okay? Just to turn around and become a nigga 3rd baby mama at that. You ain't even deal with a nigga with no kids, and you ain't got no kids, and then that's y'all first child together. No, you go and be a nigga 4th, 5th baby mama.
People calling out the hypocrisy of building a brand around independence and then getting pregnant by someone else's husband. People saying she turned a pregnancy into an album rollout, like it's an achievement, when all she actually secured was the title of baby mama number 3. And honestly, the criticism is hard to argue with, because Latto set the standard for herself. Nobody forced her to make public statements about wanting marriage before children. Nobody made her brand herself as the woman who gets the bag and leaves clean. She created those expectations, and now she's living in direct contradiction of every single one of them. And the saddest part is that 21 Savage gets to sit back and watch 2 women publicly compete for his attention while he commits fully to neither of them. Kiana gets disrespected in her own marriage. Latto gets the baby, but not the title. And 21 just keeps floating through the middle untouched. That's not a love story, that's 2 women losing while 1 man wins, and the fact that Latto packaged it as an album rollout doesn't change what it actually is.